that it was down to some scheduling issues and some protocol issues, but he added that whoever on his team was not able to work through those issues would be punished. However, I must add, he did have a glint in his eye when he said that.
Fox's Amy Kellogg traveling with the president. During a speech honoring veterans, Alabama Republican Senate candidate Roy Moore took the opportunity to again deny sexual misconduct allegations.
I've been investigated more than any other person in this country. To think that grown women would wait 40 years to come before, right before an election, to bring charges is absolutely unbelievable.
Roy Moore speaking at the Mid-Alabama Republican Club Special Veterans Day program in Alabama. Governor Kay Ivey in Alabama says she has no plans to move that upcoming U.S. Senate election. Mitt Romney has called for Moore to drop out of the race. Americans honor their military vets today with a parade in the wintry cold of New York City, where one World War II vet thanked onlookers for remembering. Fox News, fair and balanced.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling. Weather.
The official FM News Talk 97.1 Weather Center forecast calls for a milder day for today. After a chilly start, we'll see partial sunshine, a high near 50. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low 41. A weak storm moving through late tonight and tomorrow morning will bring us some rain and drizzle. Later tomorrow, drying out, cloudy, high 50. Monday, partly sunny, high 49. I'm meteorologist Bill Dagger for FM News Talk 97.1.
Get Diamonds Direct's unbeatable price plus an extra 20% off virtually everything. Yes, it's happening next weekend, November 17th through 19th. 3 days of spectacular store-wide savings. All rings, all earrings, all pendants, all bracelets, all on sale. This is the biggest sale of the year. The one where they break all the rules. And the selection is like double the norm. With designers flying in their entire lines, all at special sale prices. It doesn't get any better than this. Lowest prices of the year. Plus special financing. It's November 17th, 18th, and 19th. Only at Diamonds Direct. Olive and 270.
The IRS doesn't mess around. They can take your paycheck and bank accounts too, even threaten your home or business. If you owe back taxes, call Optima Tax Relief. Optima has access to a special IRS program called the Fresh Start Initiative, and their clients that qualify are saving thousands, even tens of thousands. Optima is A-rated with the Better Business Bureau. Don't delay. Call now for your free consultation. Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
You lead a busy lifestyle, and it's important to remain cool and confident when making that big presentation, negotiating a deal, or just hanging out with friends. You can with Miradry from Ridenour Plastic Surgery. Miradry is an FDA-approved device that permanently eliminates underarm sweat safely with no downtime. Stay confident and active without fear of underarm sweat. Call Ridenour at 314-878-8600 to get started. Ridenour knows confidence is sexy, confidence is beautiful. 878-8600.
For more than 20 years, Arrowhead Building Supplies customers in St. Peters have had to drive through our industrial park to visit us, often waiting behind big trucks or dealing with the park's railroad crossing. Well, our brand new Salt River Road entrance is now open for our customers, with direct access to our property. Our priority is to bring value to you, and once again, we've delivered. Our new entrance on Salt River Road is big, beautiful, and built just for you. Come try it out and see our showroom. Now also featuring the incredible new Arrowhead Cube Home Visualizer. ArrowheadBuildingSupply.com.
Radio moves. Radio breathes. Radio never sleeps. And Next Radio keeps up. It goes where you go, so you never miss a beat. It's live, it's local, it's a connection. A shared experience, just you and your radio. And a couple million people, give or take. Next Radio keeps up. You thought that phone couldn't get any smarter? Well, it got simpler. It got leaner. It's got your back. And it'll keep you moving, winning, in the know. And it'll get you where you want to go. All in the palm of your hand. Next Radio, live and local, wherever you go.
Listen to your favorite FM stations with the free Next Radio app. Live and local, wherever you go. Download the free Next Radio app today.
Hey folks, Mark Cox here. We want you to join us in thanking first responders all this month. Each day we're going to recognize area police, fire, and EMT units to show support for what they do in the community. We want to raise awareness and say thank you for the difficult job they do every day. Listen to the show for the daily spotlight on our first responders. We encourage you to show your appreciation by donating to Responder Rescue. It's a locally based organization giving assistance to responders in need. Go to 971talk.com for more information and see how you can help.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome into the Annie Frey Show. Happy Veterans Day to you and to all of the veterans out there who have given of their time, of their talent to make things like free speech possible for folks like me. Veterans Day is one of those events that, or those days that I think is kind of easy to look over, and everybody goes on Facebook and everybody thinks, just for a second, go on your Facebook and then count the veterans posts, thanking people for their service. That's a great thing. And it absolutely should be the case. It absolutely should be done. So I'm not saying don't do that, but I'm saying, do we thank our veterans on a daily basis by appreciating the freedom that they have provided for us? There's that whole cliche out there that freedom isn't free, and it's almost too cheesy to even say that because it makes it sound like a bumper sticker phrase that to thank these people who have given of themselves. Do you know somebody who has served? Do you know somebody who is serving? I'm fortunate enough to have a grandfather who served in World War II. He was stationed in the Pacific Theater, and he met my grandmother, who was serving, I don't know that it was the Army, but she was from Australia. She was serving, I think it was the Australian Army. That's where they met. And he married her and brought her home here to America, to the heart of the country. And she came and lived here. She left everything that she had at home to come live here. And that was spawned out of my grandfather's ability to serve his country because of the talents that he had, that he was employing when he was working in the Metro East as a map maker. He used to map farms. And when duty called, he turned those topography skills into an opportunity to serve his country. These people who serve and do truly protect our freedom, they're not doing things that are, altogether completely different than what you and I might do on any given day. It's just that they're doing it in the face of danger. They're doing it knowing that the risk involved in signing up for that is something that I don't have to fear going to do my job. And that's what makes it special. They're willing to lay down their lives to protect something that is so precious and really isn't found anywhere else on the face of the planet the way it is found here in the United States of America. And there are countless people who have done this in the past and who will do it in the future. I mean, if you want to look at the future of our country, you got to look towards the military and the people who are willing to give everything to protect this idea, this experiment that we have here in the United States of America. It's absolutely, it's so moving to see that. I want to encourage you right now, whatever you're doing, go to the Annie Frey Show on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com/Annie Frey Show, or go to Facebook and type in Annie Frey Show. And there's a post there, and it's my daughter. She was laying on the floor, sitting on the floor, coloring while I was preparing for the show. And generally speaking, when I'm preparing for the show, I pop on Fox News in the background, and that's my way to monitor anything exploding. I mean, Frank, you can probably attest to, there have been a few Saturdays where we have prepared a show, I have given you some sound, and then at 4:30,
completely out the window.
Completely.
Absolutely.
The one that really sticks in my mind was the shooting in Texas with the police officers. That was kind of unfolding even still as we were doing the show. And when I first started preparing for the show, I mean, I've only been doing this now for a little over probably 15 months or so, having my own show. I used to super over-prepare. I'd start preparing on Tuesday. I'd be sending stuff to Frank on Tuesday so he could pull different audio bites for me to play, and you'd pull them.
By Thursday, they were all out the window.
Yeah, and by Saturday, I mean, the news cycle changes. So, and you work on the Mark Cox Show, which is noon to 3 here on 97.1. And you can have news change during the show.
You know, everything's planned out between 10 and noon, and between noon and 3, it's sometimes very different than what you talked about between 10 and noon.
Yeah, so having
all the time.
Yeah, having a Saturday show, I've learned to kind of just pay attention, keep my finger on the pulse, but not actually do the heavy lifting until Friday evening and Saturday morning. So I have Fox News on in the background on television, and I'm just waiting to make sure that nothing insane happens between this morning and 5 o'clock today. My daughter's laying on the floor. She's coloring pictures. She loves to color. And in the background, all of a sudden, I think it was at Arlington, they start playing taps. And my daughter, I didn't say anything to her. I wasn't talking to her. We weren't chatting. I was doing my thing. She was doing hers. She stands up, and she looks at the screen, and she just stands there, and she salutes. And she didn't turn around and ask me. She didn't say, hey, Mommy, look at me. Is this what I'm supposed to? She didn't do any of that. She just stood up. She saw the flags, and she puts her hand up to her forehead, and she saluted. And I can't say that my 5-year-old daughter has any idea what, you know, sitting in front of a fire watching cable television in the middle of America, what a blessing that is. What an absolutely amazing gift that is. And that gift was given to her by the people who are buried in that cemetery, and by the people who are overseas currently protecting our freedom in places and in ways we have no idea how. And we won't ever. And by our husbands and our fathers and our brothers and our sisters and our mothers and our wives who have come home in the last 10 years, 15 years from fighting in a war, and they're living everyday lives now amongst us. They're doing the normal things, the day-to-day things that we do, but they're here. But they still have that as a huge, huge part of themselves. And you don't have to be buried in Arlington in order to deserve that type of respect, where you stop what you're doing, you put your crayons down, you stand up, and you acknowledge that sacrifice. So there's a video of this. I didn't get the whole thing because I was watching her do this, and we got halfway through taps, and I pick up my phone, and I videoed the last half of it. But I want you to go on Facebook, go to the Annie Frey Show. I want you to look at that video. And then I want you to tell me in the comments what Veterans Day means to you, who you're saluting, who you're remembering on this Veterans Day, and I'm going to mention them on the show. I have Michael Jett commented. He says, my dad, who is battling long-suffered injuries from his service to our great nation. And throughout the course of the show, I'm going to go back here and I'm going to read more of these comments. And Carol Hartzell says, all veterans, including my father, my uncle, his friends, and husband, Gary, thanks for keeping us safe and free. I want to acknowledge your people in this 2 hours while we talk about some of the other things that are important. Because this is it. This is all there is. Everything that has to do with Donald Trump, none of that matters if we're not free. If Hillary Clinton is president right now, none of that matters if we aren't free. And one of the best ways to exercise your freedom is to use that First Amendment right. A lot of people want to criticize the NFL protests. A lot of people want to say these people need to stand for the flag. But you know what? They have a right to make that decision to kneel. And their employers and the NFL has a right to react to them as employees based on their decision. And the most amazing thing that everybody seems to overlook, because everybody wants to go back to who's kneeling and who's standing. I don't care anymore because I don't watch it. The NFL is dead to me and really was when the Rams left. But look at how many people are exercising their First Amendment right by abstaining from the NFL. That's the same type of thing. And we get to do this. Everybody is making a statement. You have a royal clashing of opinion, of statements, and it's all meeting at the center of a kneel on the NFL. You've got people who feel so passionate about something, they're willing to take a knee to get their point across. And when a lot of people see that as a disrespecting of the American flag, they make their statement back. And that's how this country works. There's a lot of countries where you could not disgrace the flag that way. You think in North Korea you could disgrace their flag? You can't even speak freely in North Korea. You know what to say. You're supposed to know what to think. That's why this country is a great, great country. And lately, we've seen quite a bit of cultural. We've got the political circus going on. We have Donald Trump. We have Hillary Clinton and Donna Brazile and the DNC and Russians and the dossier. And now Donald Trump says today that he's confident that Putin didn't actively meddle in our elections. Maybe Putin himself didn't, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Russia didn't or that Russian nationals didn't. So there's the political game going on. And then there's this cultural battle going on. We have this Hollywood depravity that is starting to spill out everywhere, and it's starting to affect lots of people, and it's affecting bottom lines with movie companies. And a lot of people are coming out, and all of a sudden we're starting to see this cultural pinnacle where we have to start talking about what is actually acceptable and what is not. But then you have, in Alabama, Judge Roy Moore. And he is at the epicenter of this political and this cultural clash. And we are at a fever pitch right now. And the question is, what are we going to do about it? Where do we go from here? Yes, maybe a Republican won the White House, but Donald Trump is not going to lead the moral, cultural change for the country. And the point that I want to make to you is he's not the one who's supposed to. You're supposed to. I'm supposed to. We need to stand up for what we believe is right, is moral. It does not have to be rooted in religion, but I'm telling you right now, if it is, that's fine too. And it's really about time that we work to stop hiding and being ashamed of those things that we are proud of. Because the progressive left, which is constantly pushing us in the word that they use is acceptance, not even tolerance anymore. You're not, they don't want you to tolerate things. They want you to accept them. It used to be tolerance. Now it's acceptance. But they keep pushing us into the realm of acceptance. And the question is, what are we actually accepting? And what are the ramifications for that acceptance when it comes to culture? I'm going to play a quick clip for you here. Let's play that first Frank Schaefer clip. He was on MSNBC. And this
But in the meantime,
that's fine. Go ahead.
God Almighty, we are facing just the lowest, scummiest moment of American history I can remember as a 65-year-old man.
So there's Frank Schaefer. Who's Frank Schaefer? Well, it's funny that you ask. I didn't know. But MSNBC thinks he's worthy of being a guest on with Joy Reid. And
to be fair, there's a lot of airtime to fill on all these cable networks.
Sure is.
So you gotta have a talking head on all the time on all the cable networks.
And Frank Schaefer happened to be one, and he's on MSNBC, and there he talks about how it's unlike anything he's seen in his 65 years. I'm going to tell you what he said, and I want to know what you think about it. I want you to call in and tell me what you think about what Frank Schaefer has to say about the moral culture in our country right now. 314-969-9797 or 866-455-9797. We'll be back in just a minute.
Last night I had the strangest dream. I sailed away to China in a little rowboat to find you, and you said you had to get your laundry clean. Didn't want no one to hold you. What does that mean? And you said, ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down. Oh no, I've got to keep on moving. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. I'm running and I won't touch ground.
Talk lines are open now. 314-969-9797 or toll free 866-455-9797. This is the Annie Frey Show.
Is that the reason why you're running so fast? And she said, ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. I'm running and I won't touch ground. Oh no, I got to keep on moving.
Watch the Mark Cox Show live on the Granite Transformation Studio Cam at 971talk.com/Cox. Log on to our website or use your mobile device to join the daily live stream and watch the show. It's the Granite Transformation Studio Cam at 971talk.com/Cox.
Hey, Tom, what's been your favorite thing we've done so far?
Oh, that's easy. It's when we helped that family by hauling off all that junk that was left in their house and yard after they had loaded up the moving van.
My favorite day was when we cleaned up that construction site. That property sparkled when we were done.
Well, my favorite thing was when we worked all night long at that business so they could open the next morning like nothing had happened.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
Tony LaRussa here. Men, there is no excuse for striking out anymore when you have a Victory Men's Health in town. Just 15 minutes from the ballpark, located in O'Fallon, Illinois. They are the experts in men's health, and their urologist, Dr. Hatchett, will have you stepping up to the plate, stronger and more confident in no time. Call 618-632-9000, 618-632-9000, or visit our website at victorymenshealth.com. That's victorymenshealth.com.
Sleep Number presents a bedtime story.
We can get a Sleep Number bed.
Yeah?
The one that adjusts to our ideal comfort on both sides, our Sleep Number setting.
Yeah?
The one that allows me to gently lift your head when you snore.
Yeah?
Well, it lasts twice as long as a traditional mattress, but costs about the same.
Yes!
I know. Why are you still lying there? Let's go!
Does your bed do that? Don't miss our semi-annual sale. The Queen C4 mattress is now only $14.99. Save $300. Special financing available. Ends Monday. For more details and to find a store near you, go to sleepnumber.com. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
At SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, our patients and families often talk about the Glennon Factor. The Glennon Factor is the feeling they get as soon as they walk through our doors. What Glennon gives to our patients. Glennon gives hope for a new day, healing in time of illness, faith to the brokenhearted, compassion for the injured. Our caregivers take that extra step, giving hope and revealing God's healing presence to all they serve. We provide world-class health care to all children in need, regardless of their ability to pay. As the country's only freestanding nonprofit Catholic pediatric hospital, we serve more than 200,000 children each year and feature the best pediatric experts in St. Louis, offering services in more than 60 specialties. Join us in providing hope, and healing for our patients. Give to Glennon at glennon.org.
Hey, if you want granite, won't you want to go to the place where the designers and the builders go? That's right, Aphrodite Granite, and now there is still time. You can order by 12/4 and still get everything for your family gathering. Let's face it, everyone gathers around the kitchen, and how about an Aphrodite Granite kitchen? That's right, all-size kitchens starting only $19.95. They install 50 kitchens a week because their prices and quality are the absolute best. AphroditeGranite.com.
The Monster Energy Supercross 2018 season is here. On race day, preparation turns into determination as the world's greatest dirt bike riders give it everything they've got.
It's all about going to battle, for you. You're the guy that lays it on the line.
Here comes a gate drop.
Tickets are on sale now. Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship coming to the Dome at America Center March 17th. Visit supercrosslive.com. Lock in your seats today.
Hey everybody, this is Phil with the Range St. Louis West. All firearm and personal protection training is not created equal. It's not where you get training that matters most, it's who you are trained by. The Range St. Louis West has the most qualified trainers in the area, including active and prior law enforcement, military, first responders, professional shooters, and NRA instructors. Get trained by the true experts at the Range St. Louis in Baldwin. To see our list of training courses, visit us at therangestl.com. That's therangestl.com. Are you ready?
Brian Kilmeade here. Join me on Saturday, November 18th for a special morning event as we discuss my latest book, Andrew Jackson and the Miracle of New Orleans, The Battle That Shaped America's Destiny. The 97.1 Speaker Series event powered by the Hammond Institute will be held at the J. Scheidegger Center at Lindenwood University. It's free to attend, but you can win sold-out VIP tickets that include a personal meet and greet, reserved seating, and a copy of my new book at 971talk.com. Presented by NTP Cybersecurity.
Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
And although this way
Talk lines are open now. 314-969-9797 or toll free 866-455-9797.
'Cause I'm gonna make this place your home. Settle down, it'll all be clear.
Listen, what we're watching here is a massive shift in politics, demography, but also religion. American white evangelical Christianity that I grew up in is now part of a white supremacist movement that wants to hold on to power, whether it's by gerrymandering, voter suppression, racism, white supremacy, or even violence.
Welcome back into the Annie Frey Show. What was that? That was Frank Schaefer on MSNBC with Joy Reid. And this is just the beginning. If you want to call in and weigh in on this and tell me what you think, 314-969-9797 or 866-455-9797. So you have Mr. Schaefer here, who is an author, film director, and screenwriter, public speaker. And he is saying that we have officially gone from an evangelical Christian population. These people are now violent white supremacists. He blames the culture problem that we have in this country on violent white supremacist evangelical Christians. But wait, there's more. Listen to what he has to say about how we're going to fix this problem.
They know, for instance, that the gun lobby is making a fortune selling guns to people that shouldn't have them. And they will go along with this as long as it's part of their party platform that keeps them in power with the dollars that flow to candidates and the rest. We are talking about a morally bankrupt religious movement. We are talking about a country that, thank God, I think faces a hopeful future because, as a speaker before on this show said, the California trend of ethnic diversity, less racism, tolerance, accepting homosexuality as a normal human behavior. These things are on the ascendant. But this last grim, bitter clinging to power by white oligarchs, these racists, these child molesters, these buffoons, these liars, it is a pitiful thing.
So here you have Frank Schaeffer saying what most people on the active progressive left won't actually say. And anytime we get a peek into what this wing of the Democratic movement, anytime we get to pull the curtain back a little bit on what these people think, and we get to hear from their own mouths what they actually think, we need to listen. We can spend all the time in the world trying to figure out how especially the socially progressive left thinks, how they arrive at the policies that they arrive at, how they arrive at the criticisms of folks like you and me, and what the thought process is there. And Frank Schaeffer on MSNBC here is really allowing us a look in. Did you hear some of the things he mentioned? The first thing he talks about is the gun lobby. Remember, he's centering this all around evangelical Christians. He's saying that evangelical Christians are violent buffoons. He says he refers to them as morally bankrupt. Where in the world would he come up with that? Where in the world would somebody get the thought in their mind to associate evangelical Christians and moral bankruptcy and the cultural depravity that our country is experiencing right now? Because from where I sit, the cultural depravity that I see is generally taking place in godless places. Whether you believe in this God, that God, or the other God, when you look specifically, and I have a stack of papers here on different Hollywood celebrities that are being accused of some pretty heinous things. They're accusations. None of these things have been proven, but you have somebody like Louis C.K. coming out and saying these accusations are true. And in his statement, he basically explains that he felt entitled at the time to be able to do that, and now he realizes that was maybe not the right thing. That's a culture issue right there. If you are participating in a behavior, in an action that you don't understand to be morally bankrupt, that is a culture issue. And I'm pretty sure I could do the research and make sure I get 3 verified sources, but I'm pretty sure that Louis C.K. isn't on stage night after night defending the evangelical Christian. I'm pretty sure that Harvey Weinstein isn't making movie after movie after movie trying to bring people closer to Jesus. I'm pretty sure that these directors, the Kevin Spaceys of the world, are not making Netflix streaming shows trying to make sure that people feel the need to repent and be forgiven. So where does a Frank Schaeffer on MSNBC get off trying to connect moral bankruptcy with evangelical Christians? I give you Judge Roy Moore, who's looking to fill a Senate seat in the state of Alabama. Frank Schaeffer sees this man who is a conservative running for office and takes it upon himself to put all of the moral depravity that we have currently to face in our country in Judge Moore's lap and tries to pin it all on them. It's like, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain in California. He just said in that clip I played for you, the answer, the antidote to this moral depravity that we're experiencing, this moral bankruptcy, comes from places like California. It comes from the place that understands more tolerance, less racism. So he's saying, here's California. We all need to be, the folks in Alabama need to be more like California. And all based off of Roy Moore. And I'm here to tell you, if Roy Moore did something that he's being accused of doing, he should be in is the same amount of trouble as anybody who's in Hollywood, who's making movies and making lots of money, and the same amount of trouble as anybody who's in Idaho, who's a potato farmer and is keeping mostly to themselves. What's wrong is wrong. And your position and your lot in life shouldn't excuse you from certain types of behavior. And certainly, your political affiliation should not excuse you from certain consequences. But at the same time, your political affiliation can't automatically make you guilty of certain things when you haven't perpetuated it. And you have Frank Schaeffer trying to explain to everyone how the moral depravity in our country is actually stemming from the Republican Party, but specifically evangelical Christians. Listen to what he had to say about Donald Trump.
We've got a president who tells us that anybody, 12 women, 16 women, 20 women who get together and say that he molested them, he assaulted them, they're all liars. He's going to sue them. Well, he hasn't sued them yet because he'd have to do depositions in court. And of course what they were saying is true.
Oh, of course what they were saying is true. Of course it is, because you want it to be true. You know, of all the people that he could have accused right now or brought up to subsidize his point, he picks Donald Trump, who did say he was going to sue these people. He did say after they made accusations that he was going to sue him, but that was after they made pretty substantial allegations against him, and he said, I did not do that. That is not correct. And they were going to go after him, and if he did what they said he did, then he should have had criminal charges. They all backed down. I don't know why they backed down, and I'm not saying that Donald Trump didn't do any of that, but I'm saying that those people did not go through with criminal charges, and Donald Trump has not been prosecuted for them. So we don't know what they did. The same thing applies for the people in Hollywood. But you have folks like Kevin Spacey, in so many words, admitting that he has a problem and not denying it. You have people like Louis C.K. doing the same thing. You have Richard Dreyfuss, Richard Dreyfuss' son accused Kevin Spacey of doing some groping or some similar type of inappropriate physical contact to him. So that story came out. Well, then, after that story came out, all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait, but Richard Dreyfuss actually did this to me. Well, Richard Dreyfuss made a statement, and he said, I value and respect women, and I value and respect honesty. So I want to try to tell you the complicated truth. At the height of my fame in the late 1970s, I became an a-hole. That's not what he says. The kind of performative masculine man my father had modeled for me to be, I lived by the motto, if you don't flirt, you die. And flirt I did. I flirted with all women, be they actresses, producers, or 80-year-old grandmas. I even flirted with those who are out of bounds, like the wives of some of my best friends, which especially revolts me. So basically, he's coming out and he's acknowledging that he was pretty much of a misogynist jerk, and he's aware of that now. And it would appear as though time has told him that maybe that's no longer acceptable behavior. So he goes on to say, during those years, I swept up in a world of celebrity and drugs, which are not excuses, just truths. Since then, I have had to redefine what it means to be a man and an ethical man. I think every man on earth has or will have to grapple with this question, but I am not an assaulter. So he says, I did not assault anybody, but he also admits that maybe he did some things that he is less than proud of, which is really the case for all of us. I'm going to take a quick phone call here. Zenobia, thank you very much for calling in.
Hello.
Hello, go ahead.
Oh, how are you? Thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely.
You made a comment about the moral bankruptcy of the evangelical society when they support what the Donald Trump and folks of his ilk in terms of what they've said they've done. It's amazing to me that in today's society, someone can say that they could kill someone on Fifth Avenue and not lose a vote, that they can abuse a woman and still be president. So, yes, we have moral bankruptcy, no doubt about it. You know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah, Zenobia, I know you're talking about Donald Trump. And when Donald Trump said that he could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and his supporters would still support him, he didn't say he was going to shoot someone on Fifth Avenue. He was saying he has his supporters and they will support him no matter what he does. Is that a...
That's right. Well, then think about that. Think about that, young lady. I could never say that I could kill someone. That's not even in my consciousness. So if someone sees that they can kill someone and not lose a vote, I tell you why I think that this is really a crucial issue in our society. Why are people abandoning these values and moral dictates? Because in this society, racism is at their core. Very, very clearly, I mean, no matter what Trump does, what he says, how he acts, I mean, whatever he does, it's okay because he follows the racist policies.
Zenobia, that's a crazy statement to say that there's.
How can you say that's crazy? It's reality.
Because Zenobia, the things that I would be okay with Donald Trump doing that you would not be okay with him doing, who gets to decide whether that's because I'm a racist or not? Because I'm telling you right now, I'm not a racist. And there are things that Donald Trump has.
You can support a man that could kill someone. You can support a man that would grab a lady's private parts and think that is all right.
Zenobia, did you vote for Bill Clinton?
Yes, I did.
All right, Zenobia, I gotta go. I gotta get to a break, and I've let you make your point. Thank you for calling in. I appreciate it. Here's the deal. I don't support Donald Trump's personal, private life actions, and I'm going to tell you that there are things that he has done and things that he has said that disgust me. But I wasn't voting for somebody who is going to raise my kids, because you know what? I'm raising my kids. I'm teaching my kids what to do. I'm also teaching them not to blindly follow anybody of any party just because they're an R or a D. And I can look at my kids and I can say, if they came up to me and asked me about what Donald Trump said, and they're too young to do that, I would say it's disgusting, despicable behavior. And if you ever use those words, I will wash your mouth out, and I don't care if you're 40 when you do it. I can handle that. But by absolutely no means does Hillary Clinton earn my vote because Donald Trump did or said something at some point that was wrong that he shouldn't have said. And to say that he said he was going to shoot somebody, that's just absolutely misrepresenting what he said. He was making the point that he has people who would not stop following him no matter what. Not that he was going to go shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue, but that if he did, there would be still people who would follow him. And I'm telling you what, you could say the same thing about Hillary Clinton. There are people who would follow her to the grave no matter what, obviously, because they did. And she's done some pretty crappy things. We're going to be back in just a minute at Annie Frey Show on Twitter over the break. Go to Facebook.com. Go to my show page on Facebook.com. Tell me who you're recognizing this Veterans Day, and I will talk about them on the air. We're going to have the folks from Warrior Rising on next to talk to you about how veterans are being helped through their project this Veterans Day. We'll be back in just a minute.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Talk lines are open now, 314-969-9797 or toll free 866-455-9797. Join FM News Talk 97.1 as we honor all of our military at the Florissant Veterans Parade, Sunday, November 12th at 1. Log on to 971talk.com for all the details and join us as we salute our nation's heroes. Brought to you by Doc's Harley-Davidson and Blue Chip Pest Control.
What if you knew you could help create a better future for thousands of kids just by playing a game? What if you're already doing it? When you're a Missouri Lottery player, you support schools and students with every single ticket you play. With nearly $300 million going back to public schools every year, players like you help create opportunities for every student in the state. Thanks for playing it forward with the Missouri Lottery.
If you've been contacted for past due tax debt, garnishments, levies, and liens, remember the Constitution affords you due process before this can happen. Hi, I'm local tax attorney Lance Drury, and I've helped hundreds of individuals and small businesses resolve their disputes with the Missouri Department of Revenue and the IRS. I have more than 30 years of legal experience, and I know your rights. Schedule your appointment today and let's meet face-to-face to go over my 8-point plan. My strategy is to get you the lowest settlement allowed by law. My firm and I will handle the filing and negotiations for you or on your business's behalf. At the Lance Drury Law Firm, we want to make sure that you're satisfied with the outcome. So call me now, Tax Resolution Attorney Lance Drury, at 314-238-7360, or go to Lance, DRURYlaw.com. That's Lance, DRURYlaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
St. Charles, St. Louis, or Jefferson counties, need has no geographic boundaries when it comes to poor people, seniors, and the disabled trying to stay warm each winter.
St. Louis City, Madison, or St. Clair counties, and other parts of the region, the poor are struggling, making choices between heating and eating.
HeatUpStLouis.org takes 100% of your online donation. Need has no geographic boundaries. This is Melanie DeLeo, Chair.
This is Reverend Early Nance Jr. Help HeatUpStLouis.org.
Please make a donation.
Contractors, meeting with your customers can be difficult. Making time to actually sit down and go over product and color selections is tough when your suppliers close by 5 p.m. every day. Only Arrowhead Building Supply has your solution. We've built mind-blowing, beautiful showrooms that are professional and convenient. We now have new store hours until 8 p.m. weekdays and noon on Saturdays. Arrowhead has also built private contractor presentation rooms for you. These feature large LED televisions and product video libraries so you can show your customers how products will look and what to expect. ArrowheadBuildingSupply.com.
Hey guys, Glover here for my friends at Brook Linen. They are a linen company. Duh. They do sheets and comforters and pillowcases and duvet covers and things like that. And they reached out to me and because of the success I've had with their friends at Harrys.com. It's a very similar story where this couple who started Brook Linen, Vicky and Rich, stayed at a nice hotel and they slept on this great bedding. And the next morning they're checking out and they made a joke like, hey, I wish we could buy that bed linen. And they said, you can. It's $800. And they laughed and they went to breakfast. Then they checked into it and they realized that with all bedding, there's so many middlemen that they could get you better bedding, higher quality, higher thread count at a fraction of the cost by simply doing it themselves. They're the fastest growing bedding company in the world, 12,000 five-star reviews. I can get you $20 off and free shipping when you use the promo code Glover at brooklinen.com, BROOKLINEN. Everything's guaranteed. Check it out, brooklinen.com.
Vincent Mortgage is more than just a mortgage company. We work hard to support our community by helping families find their dream home, consolidate their debt, or upgrade their existing homes. Find us on Facebook, download our app, or visit vincentmortgage.com for great information on how to reach all your family's financial goals. Vincent Mortgage, 314-839-9999.
Come visit us at 12801 Flushing Meadows Drive, St. Louis, Missouri, 63131. NMLS number 225095.
Hey, it's Tim Jones. Join me for the Tim Jones Show Sunday, 7 to 9 p.m. We'll have Tim's Top 3, Media Malpractice, the top newsmakers of the week, and your phone calls.
The Tim Jones Show on FM News Talk 97.1. Talk lines are open now, 314-969-9797 or toll free 866-455-9797. You're listening to The Annie Frey Show.
Everybody needs someone beside them, shining like a lighthouse from the sea.
Welcome back into the Annie Frey Show. I want to bring on Jason Van Camp right now from Warrior Rising. And it's Veterans Day. You're a busy man today, and we got a little bit of time from you. Tell me, Jason, about Warrior Rising. What are you trying to do, and how can we help?
Well, thanks, Annie. I appreciate you bringing me on the show. It's a pleasure to be here. Warrior Rising is a veteran nonprofit. We started it up 2 years ago, and what it does is it helps veterans and their immediate family members start or accelerate their own businesses. So that's what we do, and we're excited to help anybody who has a business idea or who already has a business and wants to grow their business.
Yeah, that is an amazing thing, because one of the biggest things we talk about when veterans come home after they've served and after they're no longer serving in the military actively, they need something, they need the next thing. And it's quite a shift, I would assume, to come from, especially if you've been serving overseas, to now, okay, now what do? I have a certain set of skills. Maybe I have an idea. Jobs is a really big thing for veterans. So if somebody is interested in, if they're a veteran, and they have an idea in their head, what do they do? How do they get in contact with you, and what can you do to help them specifically?
Right, that's a perfect statement. And guys in the military, they get home and they're like, now what? What am I going to do now with my life? And a lot of them want to go ahead and get a job somewhere, and that's great. And we support that. But for those that we know that want to start a business or to have a business and want to get it going, that's where Warrior Rising comes in. So what they would do is they would go to www.warriorrising.org, and they would contact us. Or they could go on any of our social media platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and contact us, reach out to us and say, listen, I've got a business idea. You think that you guys can help me launch this? Or they say, I have a business already. Can you help me grow this thing? Let's start out with a guy who has a business idea. Where they come to us and they say, this is the business idea. This is my background. First thing we do is we vet the fact that they are a veteran, because there's a lot of people out there pretending that they are, and they're not. And you give us 2 minutes with a guy or a girl like that, and we'll tell you whether or not they're telling us the truth or not. Then we vet their business idea. We say, listen, somebody else is already doing this, and here's their contact information, or this is a great idea. We see a lot of growth with this, or you know what, I don't see that there's any growth or there's any opportunity here. We recommend that you not spend any of your money on this. But here are some other opportunities you might want to look at.
So you have a lot of resources available to you that you can connect. You have on your Facebook page, I'm looking at it right now, you call them vetrepreneurs, and I love that. You can connect them with the right people, and you can guide them. It's not like everybody who comes to you with an idea all of a sudden becomes a millionaire, but you can guide them from keeping them from making the bad decisions and helping them make the good decisions. Can you give me an example of somebody you've helped, some idea that's out there now that you guys have participated in?
Oh, absolutely. We have numerous success stories, and that's what drives our growth. That's what gets people interested, is telling them who we've helped and giving them their stories. And so a guy that I'll highlight right now is a friend named Scott Klinger. He's a Green Beret, living in Colorado Springs. And I was a Green Beret as well. I didn't know him when I served, but we were in the same unit. And he came to me and said, listen, Jason, I have a graphics art degree, and I want to use this to do something. And I also was an 18 Bravo in the military, which is a weapons sergeant in the Special Forces, and said, somehow I want to combine these two things. And right now I'm making custom weapons in my garage in the wintertime with no heat.
Yeah.
And this is my passion. And so I visited Scott in Colorado Springs, and I went in his garage, and it was freezing, and we looked at some of the stuff that he's doing. It was absolutely phenomenal. So we said, Scott, let's get you set up with an opportunity to go down to SHOT Show in Las Vegas and show off your products. And he did that. And the response that he got back, essentially market research, was his stuff was outstanding, and he should turn this into a business.
Yeah.
So we gave him – no, go ahead, Annie.
I was just going to say, that's an amazing story. Somebody who's really committed and truly good at what they're doing. I mean, the experience that you can come home with or come out of the military with, it's a very unique set of skills, and it's something that you guys get to tap into.
Yeah, I believe that the right type of veteran has all the skills they need in order to be successful. They know good leadership. They know hard work. They know determination. And they know the value of sacrifice and purpose. And what these guys and girls are looking for is purpose again. They had purpose when they were serving. They served others. And by starting a business, you can find your purpose again.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Jason, did you serve?
I did. I was in the military for 14 years. I medically retired 2 years ago. I went to West Point, graduated there in 2001, and was in the Army originally as an artilleryman, then went to Ranger School, and then got my Green Beret. So most of my time was spent with 10 Special Forces Group in Colorado, 3 deployments to the Middle East, and a few to Africa and Korea and some other places.
Well, on behalf of the Annie Frey Show and everybody here at FM News Talk 97.1, we are extremely grateful for your service and your sacrifice, and truly your willingness to continue to give to those who have given that same sacrifice that you have. WarriorRising.org. Jason Van Camp, you've done a wonderful thing here, and we're going to try to get you some help too with the support of our station.
Thank you so much. I always appreciate the appreciate. So thank you, Annie. It means a lot to hear that.
Happy Veterans Day, Jason.
Awesome. You as well.
If you're interested in supporting Warrior Rising, go to warriorrising.org. I graduated high school as somebody who is participating in this and working on creating non-flammable, like American flags that won't burn. Amen. Here, liberals, burn this flag. Ha, you can't. It's pretty amazing. I love it. John, hold on the line. I'm going to take your call when we get back. You can follow me on Twitter at Annie Frey Show and tweet at me over the break. We're going to talk a little bit more about this cultural degradation going on in our country. Where is it from? Why is it happening? And how do we stop it? What do you think? How do we stop it? We'll be back in just a minute with more of the Annie Frey Show.
I'm Jim Evinger, CEO of Renew Sleep Solutions. Are you ready to stop snoring and treat your sleep apnea without a big, bulky CPAP mask or painful surgery? The Renew Sleep System is the FDA-cleared, compact, comfortable, custom-fit solution that's proven to stop snoring and treat your sleep apnea. Many have already met their deductible for the year, so there may be little or no out-of-pocket cost to you. Call 314-279-9000. That's 314-279-9000. Or go to renewsleep.com.
Diamonds Direct's biggest sale all year is coming. Mark your calendar. It's not this weekend, but next weekend. You'll save an extra 20% and more on virtually everything. We're talking rings, earrings, pendants, bands, bracelets, colored gemstones. And listen, the selection is like double. Entire designer lines being flown in for this. Each piece on sale. Don't miss this truly extraordinary pre-holiday buying opportunity. Best values of the year and special financing too. Not this weekend, but next weekend. Only at Diamonds Direct.
270. Cold weather tends to make people stop thinking about the outside of their home. At Banner Construction, that's when they begin scheduling their springtime work. So if you're planning an exterior beautification project anytime soon, take advantage of Banner's off-season pricing on the nation's most luxurious siding, James Hardie Fiber Cement Siding. Quality craftsmanship is a must when working with James Hardie products. That's why James Hardie has named Banner Construction an elite preferred remodeler for the past decade. And if you're considering new windows, check out Beechworth Windows. They come from the same renowned James Hardie company. If you've considered any of the big three, Marvin, Pella, or Anderson, you owe it to yourself to look at Beechworth Windows. They stack up with the best, and you'll be surprised at their affordability. Call Banner Construction today to learn more about how they can help you with these important projects around your home. Call Banner at 314-569-1050 or check them out on the web. And don't forget, have a Banner Day.
Hey, did you just buy a new bike?
Oh yeah, a new Street Bob from Doc's. I am so excited.
Doc's Harley-Davidson?
Yeah, this new 2018 rides so different from my last one, I can't believe it.
Why's that?
Because of the power. The new Milwaukee 8 has the 107 motor, and it's lighter by like 32 pounds.
I love the look, too.
Are you talking about me or the bike?
Maybe?
Stop dreaming and start riding at Doc's Harley-Davidson. It's always a party at Doc's Harley-Davidson.
The Financial Symphony is a show that blends the worlds of music and finance together in one harmonious package. It features your local financial maestro, Jerry Means.
A lot of advisors out there are mainly giving accumulation advice or looking at the growth through your working years. You really need to take a look at, is your advisor giving you advice on preservation and distribution?
That's the Financial Symphony with Jerry Means, Sunday mornings at 9 on FM News Talk 97.1.
KFTK FM Florissant, KFTK AM East St. Louis, K254CR St. Louis.
Powered by Window World.
FM News Talk 97.1.
Trump talks about Putin. I'm Debbie Hanley, Fox News. President Trump tells reporters Russian President Vladimir Putin was insulted with the U.S. allegations of election meddling. Trump says those accusations are getting in the way of working with Putin.
Here's what the president said in response to a question as to whether or not he believes what Putin is saying. The president said, quote, every time that he sees me, he says, I didn't do that. And I really believe that when he tells me that, he means it. But he says, I didn't do that. I think he's very insulted by it, if you want to know the truth. But the president says that either way, he didn't want to stand there and argue with Putin about whether or not Russia did meddle in the election. The president went on to say that he thinks that the real issue here is democratic meddling, went on to call people like James Clapper, James Comey, and others, quote, political hacks.
Fox's chief White House correspondent John Roberts. During a speech to honor veterans, Alabama Senate candidate Roy Moore continued to deny allegations of sexual misconduct.
He was speaking at a Veterans Day program at a public library just outside of Birmingham. His speech focused mainly on military service and the Constitution, but he also addressed the elephant in the room, those allegations against him, which he flatly denies. It appears the campaign is gearing up to do whatever it can to discredit these allegations of sexual impropriety against Roy Moore that were raised in that recent article by the Washington Post. Speaking on Sean Hannity's radio program, Moore suggested the allegations were the result of Democrats, but not only Democrats, perhaps also establishment Republicans who were trying to undermine his campaign.
A woman who worked with the gunman who killed more than 24 people in a Texas church says he'd shake with rage and vow to kill his superiors when punished. Fox News, fair and balanced.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling. Weather.
The official FM News Talk 97.1 Weather Center forecast. Becoming mostly cloudy for tonight with a bit of rain developing late, the low 41. For tomorrow, on and off rain and drizzle in the morning, otherwise will stay cloudy. Will be rather chilly as well, high 49. Some clearing for tomorrow night, turning colder, 33. Monday, partly to mostly sunny, 51. I'm meteorologist Abby Williams for FM News Talk 97.1.
Radio moves. Radio breathes. Radio never sleeps. And Next Radio keeps up. It goes where you go, so you never miss a beat. It's live, it's local, it's a connection. A shared experience, just you and your radio. And a couple million people, give or take. Next Radio keeps up. You thought that phone couldn't get any smarter? Well, it got simpler. It got leaner. It's got your back. And it'll keep you moving, winning, in the know. And it'll get you where you want to go. All in the palm of your hand. Next Radio, live and local, wherever you go.
Listen to your favorite FM stations with the free Next Radio app. Live and local, wherever you go. Download the free Next Radio app today.
Looking for a meaningful volunteer opportunity? Ronald McDonald House Charities of St. Louis provides local and out-of-town families with the comforts of home through its Ronald McDonald Family Rooms. These family rooms inside St. Louis area hospitals provide loved ones with daily essentials in a comforting environment, just steps away from their child's hospital room. Learn more about volunteering with Ronald McDonald House Charities at www.rmhcstl.com. That's rmhcstl.com.
When it's time for hospice, patients shouldn't wait. Neither should you. Vitas Healthcare has technology that assures smooth, seamless transitions and customized patient care that is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Compassion-driven care for families in distress. Technology-driven solutions for healthcare professionals. Refer today. Don't delay. Call 888-VITAS-80 or go to vitas.com. That's VITAS.com. First licensed in 1980.
Savings based on 2-year protection plan compared to T-Mobile premium device protection as of July 12, 2017. Square Trade does not cover lost or stolen items. Terms and conditions apply.
Getting a new phone? Get this. Every 2 seconds, one of us accidentally breaks our phone. So, protecting your phone is a smart idea. But phone insurance through your wireless carrier can cost as much as $15 every month. Switch to Square Trade phone protection instead for half the cost of insurance through your wireless carrier. and you could save $200 or more. It's like protecting 2 phones for the price of 1. Square Trade covers accidents like drops and spills with easy same-day repair options. Part of the Allstate family, we're trusted by over 30 million customers with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. And switching to Square Trade is easy. How else can you save $200 in 10 minutes? So don't wait. Switch today.
Switch to Square Trade now and you can save over $200. Visit squaretrade.com. That's squaretrade.com.
Remembering the men and women who have kept America free.
A big thanks to my 92-year-old dad, Lou Kettenbach, who fought World War II in New Guinea. He suffered many injuries, even got blown up by a mortar, putting a tourniquet on another injured soldier in battle. As he puts it, this is the greatest nation in the world, thanks to all the veterans and military who are still fighting for all of us.
FM News Talk, 97.1.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio. I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Talk lines are open now, 314-969-9797 or toll free 866-455-9797.
Welcome into the Annie Frey Show. Hope you're enjoying your Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day to you. If you are a veteran, thank you so much for your service. If you are not a veteran, doesn't freedom feel great? Thank a veteran for it. It's fantastic. I wanted to encourage you to celebrate Veterans Day with us tomorrow at the station. We will be in Florissant, St. Louis County Veterans Coalition annual City of Florissant Veterans Day Parade. So it's Sunday, November 12th, so that's tomorrow at 1 p.m. Go out there. Pretty much the entire station is going to be out there. You're going to get to see all the guys you love from the weekday, and hoping to be out there with my family as well if we can all manage to be healthy. We've got the funk going around in my family right now. So if we can all manage to get out there and be healthy, we're hoping to do that too. So again, it's in Florissant tomorrow, November 12th at 1 p.m. If you go to 971talk.com and click on events, you can see the route for the parade and you can find out all the information there. And that's brought to you by Weber Chevrolet Blue Chip Pest Control and Doc's Harley Davidson in Kirkwood. We'd love to hang out with you. I know that in the past, 97.1 has participated in the Veterans Day Parade that has taken place downtown, and it is extremely poorly attended. The last couple years, the Veterans Day Parade that we participated in was in my hometown of Edwardsville, Illinois, and that's happening tonight. So if you are interested in celebrating Veterans Day this evening, I believe the parade starts at 7. I'm going to find that out, and I will let you know also, but show up to those. Anytime you have veterans marching in these parades and you look around and nobody shows up, it's really sad. And when they do show up and there's people everywhere and they're all just standing there in gratitude for the service that has been given, then that's just such a heartwarming experience. It is so awesome from somebody who's participated in these parades before and not as somebody who's served, to be able to see all these people show up and just be there to wholeheartedly say thank you. So I wanted to make sure that the Edwardsville parade is at 7 o'clock tonight. It's down Main Street. It's a fun parade to participate in, and it's just another opportunity for you to thank a veteran. So 7 o'clock tonight in Edwardsville. So pack up your things, go stand on the corner, and just be grateful. That's an easy thing to do, right? So we've been talking a little bit about culture, Hollywood, Roy Moore. More Republicans are coming out and saying if the allegations are true, you need to step down. Well, obviously, right? If you're a pedophile, we would appreciate it if you would step down. But also, there's allegations out there currently that the people who have been accusing him of these things are people who worked with Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton. That the accusations of him and this and the way he approached women and the inappropriate relationships that he had with them, that these were things that were accused of a small circle of people who worked with the Democratic Party. Don't ever find yourself checking the R or the D behind someone's name to determine whether or not you're going to support them. Let's make sure that they are not pedophiles, and let's make sure we don't assume that they are pedophiles just because somebody throws out an accusation. That's why we have due process in this country. But in today's day and age, these accusations are flying out everywhere, and I would expect that anybody who finds themselves in a position to run for office, to be in the public eye, you pretty much have to understand that these types of things are going to be thrown out at you. So Frank Schaeffer is an author and a public speaker and a filmmaker. He was on MSNBC, and he was talking about evangelical Christianity and how it's at the root of this cultural problem. I would say it's the absence of evangelical Christianity in our country today. And I played this earlier, but I want to play it for you again. Listen to what he has to say here.
Listen, what we're watching here is a massive shift in politics, demography, but also religion. American white evangelical Christianity that I grew up in is now part of a white supremacist movement that wants to hold on to power, whether it's by gerrymandering, voter suppression, racism, white supremacy, or even violence.
Holy cow. Holy cow. The reason why I want to make sure that you hear this, because if you're an avid listener and sympathizer of FM News Talk 97.1, chances are you're not partaking in the ways and means of MSNBC too frequently. But the reason why I think it's important to play these types of things for you is so that you actually hear from their own mouths where they're coming from. Because we're so far, the left, the active politicking left is so far away from the active politicking right. Is there ever going to be a conversation between those two parties? Is there ever going to be a point where we can face one another and actually work on some sort of mutual agreement or compromise? Compromise being that you each get important parts of what you're fighting for and you sacrifice a little bit too. I would say in the last 15 to 20 years, conservatives have been compromising and sacrificing every single turn. Election after election after election, we hear, well, we could repeal Obamacare, but we're going to need the Senate. Oh, we could repeal Obamacare, but we're going to need the presidency. And now you look at it, and they've tried to repeal Obamacare, and they have the House, they have the Senate, and they have the presidency, and now they need a stronger Senate in order to do this. And it's like it's never enough. The compromises continue and continue and continue. And what do Republicans have to show for it? When I look at Donald Trump, I don't look at him as like the savior of republicanism. I almost look at it as a savior of the free people against this establishment class that exists in Washington, D.C., where everybody wants big government. Everybody wants a controlling government. It's just that one part wants to do it on conservative principles and other part wants to do it on liberal principles. Well, the problem is that the number one principle of conservatism should be small government. That the people should have the power, not a consolidated group of people sitting in the Beltway who are very, very, very detached from the folks sitting in St. Louis, Missouri. John, thank you so much for calling the Annie Frey Show. What do you think?
Well, long dissertation. My thought, and I'm going to go someplace where I have liberal I'm a liberal. I've got a liberal background.
Uh-huh.
And what I see here is with Roy Moore is what I call the conservative double standard. Okay. And here's where I go with it. 2-3 weeks ago, when Harvey Weinstein, people came out and said that he did all sorts of bad things to women from a set of power, and then said that, well, look, it's Hollywood, so they attacked Hollywood. Oh, look, it's Hollywood giving money and acclaim to Clintons. So, hey, look, the Democrats are bad, the liberals are bad. And you guys ran with it. So now here is Roy Moore from Alabama, who, let's face it, if you watch the Sean Hannity interview, he didn't deny that he dated or tried to pursue teenage girls. You're a mom. Let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Would you let your daughter, a teenage daughter, go out? And I know she's not that old, but if she was a teenage daughter, would you let her go out with a 32-year-old man?
Oh, absolutely not.
Same here. So let's hold the Republicans to the same standard that you try to judge Democrats by.
Well, this is where I understand what you're saying, and I kind of completely agree with you and completely disagree with you at the same time. So hear me out. What I think is that Harvey Weinstein does not represent Democrats, and Hollywood as a whole doesn't represent Democrats, although Democrats will oftentimes try to appropriate Hollywood. So it's not like everything Hollywood does is a reflection on all Democrats, because that's ridiculous. And you and I both know that the span of reasons to vote for a Republican is as wide as the span of reasons to vote for a Democrat. You might be a union Second Amendment loving Democrat, and those can be very opposing things, and depending on the candidate and the time and the place, you might vote differently based on those things.
You and I don't disagree. I'm going to say one thing about Hollywood. One of the biggest conservatives that Republicans always go to came out of Hollywood, and that was Ronald Reagan.
Yeah,
he was built in Hollywood. And
well, he used to be a Democrat,
Hollywood
though.
Behind him.
Well, I mean, Ronald Reagan was a Democrat and spent time around that long enough to not necessarily the culture.
He started out as a Democrat. He went through his background, but he was a Republican. But it's what all the Republicans try to strive for, that so-called great, I call it overrated Reagan stuff of the conservative movement.
Which part of what Reagan stands for, Reaganism, conservatism, is overrated?
Oh, I totally agree.
Which part? I'm asking you which part.
Oh, which part? Well, it came out, hey, look at, he called government's not, government is the problem. Get out of the way for government deregulation. And deregulation in certain areas have led to bad things. And I'm going to say banking deregulation. We ended up having the taxpayers had to bail out in 2008 a whole industry based on deregulation and not following the rules of the law.
And a lot of people would venture into saying that bailing out was the wrong thing to do.
But the guy in the White House now claims a great economic recovery from it and says, look what I've done. Unemployment's down to 4.1%, which when he took office, it was 4.4. When Obama took office, it was like 9.6. And I might be a few digits wrong. And the stock market was down to 7,900. And when he left office, it was at 21,000.
Well, I want to get back to your initial point of talking about Republicans.
You and I could have a long conversation.
Yeah.
And I'll pay for lunch.
And
here's where I go. Let's go Fox News. Fox News had their own sexism, womanizing conspiracy with Roger Ailes, Bill O'Reilly,
and on down the line,
who set a softer. He ended up paying $32 million out. He says that it was a sham, and the Democrats tried to go after him. He's made that.
Well, sure, and Bill O'Reilly paid dearly for that, not just out of his pocket, but he lost his career.
But in my opinion, you stand your ground. When it comes to, if you're innocent, you stand your ground. You don't pay. I mean, if it would have been
what I'm saying is,
$100,000,
John, if he would have been able to stand his ground, he'd still be doing the O'Reilly Factor on Fox News. Sean Hannity did the same thing, and he fought back, and he stood his ground, and he managed to survive it because he pushed back. You'd have to ask yourself, what did Bill O'Reilly do, and if he's paying $32 million for it,
how keep it quiet.
Sure,
Yeah.
but what I'm telling you is that he is paid the consequence for that, and I don't see Republicans, and you can disagree with me, but I have not seen conservatives, Republicans coming out and saying that what Bill O'Reilly allegedly did, if he did it, is acceptable. And the truth of the matter is, Republicans are saying the same thing about Roy Moore. If he is guilty of what he is,
they caveat it. If
well, of course. What if he's not, John? What if he's being accused? No, listen, John. It is coming out right now that there are people who have accused Roy Moore of certain things. They're in a small network of people. They know each other. These accusers know each other, and that they were potentially offered $1,000 by a reporter to make these accusations. I don't know the legitimacy of that, and I didn't bring that up initially because I'm waiting to see what actually happens, because I'm much more interested in reacting than assuming. But no, I'm not done, John. But the point is, if these allegations are true, then absolutely he's a pedophile and he needs to go away. But it's possible. It is possible that he's not guilty of these things. And in this country, you get prosecuted and tried for things, and then it's determined by a court of your peers whether you are guilty or not. And that is the same thing that needs to happen with Harvey Weinstein, with Kevin Spacey, with Richard Dreyfuss, with all of these people, George Takei.
With Hillary Clinton?
Yes, absolutely. A fair and balanced approach to the judicial system to Hillary Clinton. I would love for that to happen. But, John, what I'm telling you right now is nobody, especially here, is saying that Roy Moore should be excused because he's a Republican for anything, ever. It should be because of what he did, how he did it, and he should pay the consequences of his actions if he is guilty. And if you have a problem with the if he is guilty part of that statement, then we can't have the conversation anymore, because we're not seeing it eye to eye.
Do you believe what Roy Moore says, that it's a conspiracy with Democrats, Obama, Clinton, and he prefers Obama, Clinton lapdogs going after him to unseat him? Do you think there's that conspiracy?
Well, what I'm telling you is he's making allegations against those people, and I'm not willing to believe his allegations against them until proven guilty, as much as I'm not interested in believing allegations against him until proven guilty. But if either of those people are guilty of what they're being accused for, they should pay the consequences for their actions. I got to go to a break.
I totally agree with you.
I'm past, John. Thanks for the phone call.
Sure.
Call back again. I appreciate it. We're going to take a quick break here. We're going to do an Annie, Are You Okay? I'm going to take your phone calls, 314-969-9797, 866-455-9797. More of this coming up next, and also at Annie Frey Show on Twitter over the break. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a minute.
Yes, it's true. Whenever we kiss, I get a feeling like this. I get a wishing that there were two of you.
Talk lines are open now. 314-969-9797 or toll free 866-455-9797. This is the Annie Frey Show.
Can't get enough of you, baby.
Traffic reports at your fingertips. Real-time traffic online. Log on to 971talk.com for real-time traffic updates.
Brought to you by Frank Lita Acura with 0.9% financing going on now. Can't beat a Lita. Online at litaacura.com.
Are you putting your retirement savings in a 401k, IRA, or investment account? Then I have one word of advice. Stop. Many experts warn of a stock market crash any day now. And if it's anything like the last two crashes, you could lose 50% or more of your hard-earned savings in the Wall Street casino. Can you afford to lose half of your retirement savings again? Hey, you don't have to lose a penny, because there's a better, safer way to save for retirement. And you can learn all about it in a free report. This is the report Wall Street and big banks desperately hope you never see. Why? Because this method continues to grow your money even when the market tumbles. It lets you take back control of your money and finances, and it gives you penalty-free access to your savings. Plus, it beats the pants off any 401k or IRA. These are uncertain times, so get the information you need today to guarantee your retirement security. To get this free report, go to bankonyourself.com right now. That's bankonyourself.com. Bankonyourself.com.
For more than 20 years, Arrowhead Building Supplies customers in St. Peters have had to drive through our industrial park to visit us, often waiting behind big trucks or dealing with the park's railroad crossing. Well, our brand new Salt River Road entrance is now open for our customers, with direct access to our property. Our priority is to bring value to you, and once again, we've delivered. Our new entrance on Salt River Road is big, beautiful, and built just for you. Come try it out and see our showroom. Now also featuring the incredible new Arrowhead Cube Home Visualizer, arrowheadbuildingsupply.com.
When we were getting ready to open the business, we shopped around a couple different banks, but when we went to Regions, they treated us the best.
The Regions Next Step project is helping a real customer, Eddie, confidently take his next step in life and in his business, Signature Granite.
In order for the business to keep growing, you have to keep investing. It took a lot of years and just working hard, but Regions never gave up on us.
Eddie's Regions banker, Stacy, helps him manage his money so he can focus on longer-term goals, like getting on track for retirement, buying new equipment, and growing his business.
We sat down and spoke with Stacy, and I explained to her what we wanted for the granite shop, and she helped us right away.
Eddie and other real customers count on their helpful Regions banker to take their next step. Ready to take your own? Regions Bank is right here in St. Louis. Call, click, or come by.
We're in a great place, and we're ready to take our next step.
Regions Bank. Member FDIC. Paid appearance by an actual Regions customer telling his real story.
Hey guys, Glover here for Rock and Jump in O'Fallon, Missouri. It is 30,000 square feet of clean, safe fun, including trampolines, dodgeball, rock climbing, basketball dunking, stunt bag jousting, a ninja course. This is the place for kids and teenagers to have birthday parties. There's free Wi-Fi, free lockers, comfortable seating, great pizza, drinks, snacks for adults and kids, even massage chairs. They strive for a Disney-like environment, a Chick-fil-A level of customer service. They really, truly try harder. PTO, schools, bands, sports teams, fundraisers. They have tweens and teens evenings on Fridays and neon Saturdays from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. So many things to love. Mention the DGS and get $25 off your birthday party package. Call 636-321-4024 or visit O'Fallon.rockandjump.com. That's ROCKIN, O'Fallon.rockandjump.com.
Hey, this is Reba McEntire, and I wanted to talk to you about a serious problem right here in our own backyard. Did you know that there are nearly 16 million kids struggling with hunger in America? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks collects surplus food, engaging their communities in solving hunger and giving hope to hungry kids and their families. But they need your help. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
A message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hey folks, Mark Cox here. We want you to join us in thanking first responders all this month. Each day we're going to recognize area police, fire, and EMT units to show support for what they do in the community. We want to raise awareness and say thank you for the difficult job they do every day. Listen to the show for the daily spotlight on our first responders. We encourage you to show your appreciation by donating to Responder Rescue. It's a locally based organization giving assistance to responders in need. Go to 971talk.com for more information and see how you can help.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself
Talk lines are open now, 314-969-9797 or toll free 866-455-9797. This is the Annie Frey Show.
Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there.
The comedian Louis C.K. Is responding to allegations of sexual misconduct, saying these stories are true. Let's bring in CNN's Brian Stelter, our senior media correspondent. So give us the latest. He just issued, I take it, a very lengthy statement.
Yes, a blunt statement 24 hours after that New York Times story hit, detailing accusations of misconduct from 5 women, 4 of them on the record. And Louis C.K. here is saying bluntly, these stories are true. Here's a part of the statement that he's released just a couple of minutes ago, Wolf. He says, I have been remorseful of my actions, and he says he has learned from them. I've tried to learn from them. Let's be clear about that. He said, I've run from them, and now I'm aware of the extent of the impact of my actions. I learned yesterday, through the New York Times story, the extent to which I left these women who admired me feeling badly about themselves and cautious around other men who would have never put them in that position.
Welcome back into the Annie Frey Show. Louis C.K. there, taking a little bit of a different approach than some of these other people who have been accused of all this sexual deviancy, basically, and inappropriate contact that we've been hearing from folks. It's happening in Hollywood. It's happening across the country in politics. It's happening in Washington, D.C. I know that even the Illinois legislature is facing some discussions about how to crack down on it in Springfield, Illinois. This is what happens, in my opinion, when we work very hard to blur the line on what is and is not morally acceptable. And our culture becomes something more of an experiment and what we consider to define as our boundaries. There's definitely a group of people who are constantly pushing and trying to expand those boundaries and make more things morally acceptable. It seems to me that it tends to occur in the sexual deviancy arena, the lack of respect that people show towards that part of our lifestyles, and the flippancy, if that's a word, that we give towards that type of behavior. I'll tell you what. If you look at what abortion has done.
It is, by the way.
It is flippancy a word? Flippancy is a word?
A lack of respect or seriousness.
That's what I meant.
Frivolousness. Flippancy. Flippancy.
Yes. I thought I made up a word and I didn't. Fantastic. If you look at abortion and how abortion has affected our cultural standards, I've said this before. If you're on the fence about being pro-choice, if you've ever said the words, I'm not pro-abortion, but I don't think I can tell a woman what to do with her body. Have you ever said those words? If you've ever thought that, where you feel like abortion makes you uncomfortable, but you're not willing to go as far as to infringe upon a woman's right to make a choice with her own body, I want you to think about what abortion actually is. I want you to imagine sitting in front of a 6 or 7-year-old, like a second grader, and they say, Mommy, what's abortion? Daddy, what's abortion? And explain it to them in a way that they will understand what abortion actually is. The actual process of abortion. Not the high-level bird's-eye view of what abortion allows for and how abortion helps people be equal. Just talk about what an abortion actually is. And then look at that 7-year-old's face. And look at the horror on their face. Because when you have to break it down to brass tacks about what that process actually is, then ask yourself if you're willing to lend support to that type of procedure. I think when we think about it that way, and you know, I'm not foretelling people what to do with their body. I don't think smoking should be illegal. I don't think drinking should be illegal. You know, when it comes to marijuana, I honestly am neutral. I don't want my kids smoking marijuana in high school, but I also don't want them drinking in high school, and it's also illegal to do so. But when it comes to abortion and you start looking at what the actuality, hardcore facts of what that is, it's impossible to defend it. And if you're willing to accept that type of behavior and trade it in for what permits women to have the same sexual freedom that men have, because that's what it is. It's the elimination of a consequence that women face that men don't for the exact same action. When a man and a woman come together, a woman has a potential consequence that a man will never have. And the only way to create this situation where women can have as much freedom as men is to eliminate that consequence. That is the end. And abortion is the end by any means necessary to get there. And what abortion allows is for freedom and the degradation of something that should be respected and special between two consenting adults, and it makes it casual. And it removes the respect from that. And as soon as you start degrading that type of relationship, that type of physical relationship, as soon as you start degrading it and you stop respecting it, then people start thinking that it's no big deal. People start thinking that it doesn't require the amount of attention and respect is the word I keep using, that it should. And then men feel like maybe they're a little more entitled to something than they should be. And maybe women feel like using their sexuality can allow them to gain things, not necessarily actually going through with the act, but presenting themselves in a certain way might be able to get them an advantage that they couldn't get without doing so. And as you push and push and push these boundaries, what you end up getting is what's happening in Hollywood. A complete and total blurring of the lines of what should be morally acceptable. And in my opinion, it all comes down to the fact that we do not have any respect for that type of physical relationship, and there is no consequence for anybody involved anymore if the pro-choice community gets their way. And of course, if you go through an abortion, the woman doesn't have to follow through with that consequence, but she has to deal with the aftermath of that actual procedure. The man can say, here's $300, go take care of it. And they can, quote unquote, support their woman that they were in a relationship with in that way. But that gets them off the hook just as much. That's the really sad part about it. And we continue to degrade and to degrade and to degrade. And it's the most anti-woman thing I can possibly think of. And when you look at it that way, it's part of the feminist movement. Tim, thanks so much for calling the Annie Frey Show.
Hey, Annie, just heard you talking, and I had to call in. And I know your show's probably not as interesting when somebody calls in to agree, but that's what I'm doing. Ever since the 70s when abortion was made legal, I thought, how are we going to, as a nation, psychologically get through this? How am I supposed to protect a blue-collar worker or protect women or protect anybody else, but I can't protect the most vulnerable and the most innocent in our society, right?
Yeah.
That is okay to destroy, but everything else we're supposed to feel, trees, dolphins, everything, you name it, we're supposed to, contribute and feel so sorry for and want to protect. But the most vulnerable, truly the most vulnerable and the most innocent, that's okay. And what you get is, psychologically, these gymnastics we play with each other. It turns everything on its head. It allows people to say, you know what, I care about children. I'll give 7% of my $100 million fund to go feed the poor in Haiti while I use the rest for myself. But I'm still a good person because, a small digit, a small percentage of that I actually use to help somebody. Therefore, I'm a good person. It's crazy. I mean, I think what we're doing is we're going off a cliff right now with all these women coming out and saying, finally coming out and exposing these hypocrites, basically. And we're gonna, at the bottom of the cliff is reality, and we're gonna have to decide: are we gonna be decent people, or are we gonna continue to lie to ourselves?
Oh, Tim, you're so spot on. And the one thing that I love about what you're saying is, you're a man and you're saying this, and you have no shame in that. And there are men, I know them personally, who I think they believe exactly what you're saying, but they're so afraid to say it because they feel as though as men they're not allowed to. And men are the ones who need to say it the most. You need to protect these children as much, if not more, as the women who have to bear these children and potentially give them up for adoption. Or if we're giving $500 million to Planned Parenthood, keep that money in the budget and give it to adoption services. Help these women choose life and support these kids after the fact. But men like you standing up and talking about it is what's most important.
These vulnerable women are still going to need our help, and so will the innocent children that we don't abort. And you're quite right, Ann. We're going to then have to take care of them through support in our services. But I'd rather spend my dollar, or I'd rather go into a huge deficit trying to defend life and support life and to support our citizens, rather than destroy our way out of, a smaller population to deal with. And I think it's which way are we going to go by 2050? A responsible way, or complete an irresponsible way where we don't have to worry about freedom? Most people think that freedom is doing whatever you want to do. It's not. Freedom is making the right, responsible selection. And we're going to have to retrain. The entire world's going to have to retrain ourselves into decency and the way we think and the way we protect life from the very beginning, so that we can protect, the children and people, in trying to find jobs and in their middle part of life, and then finally the elderly. They deserve as much and our veterans. They deserve as much respect and dignity as anybody, and it starts at the beginning. Once I erase the beginning, I don't have to defend anybody after that.
Yep, Tim, you're right on.
So anyway, thanks for letting me on.
Absolutely, I appreciate your phone call. Tim is so spot on. I want more people to be emboldened to speak up about this, women and men specifically. You have to be able to speak up about these things, and you have to be able to put yourself out there. And to hell with the people who cannot stand the fact that they think you're against women, because it isn't against women. Pro-life is pro-woman, and you can be pro-woman, and don't let anyone tell you you're just pro-birth, you're not pro-life. That's baloney. You don't get to say that, and you don't get to try to justify in your world how it's not okay to be pro-life because you don't want to have every single entitlement fully funded for the rest of time, and have your argument be better if they weren't even chosen for life. At Annie Frey Show on Twitter on the break. When I come back, we're going to talk a little bit about thoughts and prayers. Are you a supporter of Thoughts and Prayers? Plus, go to Facebook.com/Annie Frey Show. Check out the video there of my daughter saluting during taps. Totally unprompted. She did it all on her own. But I want to know who you're saluting this Veterans Day. Comment there, and I'll read it on the air when we come back. We'll be back in just a minute.
Talk lines are open now. 314-969-9797 or toll free 866-455-9797. This is the Annie Frey Show.
Log on to 971talk.com/Allman and you can watch the show live on the Arrowhead Building Supply Studio Cam. Use your mobile device or computer to join the All in the Morning live stream. Arrowhead Building Supply Studio Cam, 971talk.com/Allman.
Gravity is only a suggestion. Physics is just a theory. Impossible is merely an opinion. Monster Jam, celebrating 25 years of adrenaline-charged family entertainment and selling out stadiums across the country. Tickets are on sale now. Monster Jam returns with 2 huge shows coming to the Don't Let America Center March 3rd and 4th. Don't miss out. Lock in your seats today. For tickets and show details, visit monsterjam.com today.
Obstructive sleep apnea, or OSA, is a serious disorder that limits airflow during sleep. OSA can cause a person to repeatedly stop breathing for a minute or longer. I'm Dr. Joe Ogile with the Clayton Sleep Institute. Untreated sleep apnea can have serious and life-shortening consequences. If you have, or think you have, obstructive sleep apnea, we can help. Call 314-645-5855 or visit claytonsleep.com. Clayton Sleep Institute. Better sleep, better life.
Savings based on 2-year protection plan compared to T-Mobile premium device protection as of July 12, 2017. Square Trade does not cover lost or stolen items. Terms and conditions apply.
Getting a new phone? Get this. Every 2 seconds, one of us accidentally breaks our phone.
So, protecting your phone is a smart idea. But phone insurance through your wireless carrier can cost as much as $15 every month. Switch to SquareTrade phone protection instead, or half the cost of insurance through your wireless carrier. And you could save $200 or more. It's like protecting two phones for the price of one. SquareTrade covers accidents like drops and spills with easy same-day repair options. Part of the Allstate family, we're trusted by over 30 million customers with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. And switching to SquareTrade is easy. How else can you save $200 in 10 minutes? So don't wait. Switch today.
Switch to SquareTrade now and you can save over $200. Visit squaretrade.com. That's squaretrade.com.
Hi, this is Tracy Ellis with the Rick and Tracy Ellis Luxury Real Estate Team. I get asked often why we choose to spend our marketing dollars here at 97.1. Number one, we get results. It was also important to Rick and I to spend our marketing dollars with a station who has the same values as we do. We have the most educated listeners, and 97.1 is like our family. They are also dedicated to the success of our business because they understand our success is their success. We've been doing the Rick and Tracy Ellis Show for almost 4 years now here at FM News Talk 97.1, and I can truly say we are part of the 97.1 radio family. Between our shows, live endorsements with Mark Cox, Denise Schaefer, and sponsoring events, if you are looking to grow your business, you can't go wrong with FM News Talk 97.1.
Call Sales Manager Libby Nolan at 314-613-7726 today to see how FM News Talk 97.1 can work for your business.
I'm Jim Evinger, CEO of Renew Sleep Solutions. Are you ready to stop snoring and treat your sleep apnea without a big, bulky CPAP mask or painful surgery? The Renew Sleep System is the FDA-cleared, compact, comfortable, custom-fit solution that's proven to stop snoring and treat your sleep apnea. Many have already met their deductible for the year, so there may be little or no out-of-pocket cost to you. Call 314-279-9000. That's 314-279-9000. Or go to renewsleep.com.
Hey, if you want granite, won't you want to go to the place where the designers and the builders go? That's right, Aphrodite Granite, and now there is still time. You can order by 12/4 and still get everything for your family gathering. Let's face it, everyone gathers around the kitchen, and how about an Aphrodite Granite kitchen? That's right, all-size kitchens starting at only $19.95. They install 50 kitchens a week because their prices and quality are the absolute best. AphroditeGranite.com.
Hey, St. Louis, it's Brian Kilmeade with a reminder to join me each weekday morning from 9 till noon as we cover the biggest and hottest news of the day. We'll even mix in some fun. Kilmeade and Friends, weekdays at 9 a.m. on FM News Talk 97.1.
Lying there in that position, there's things you need to hear, so turn off your tears and listen. Pain throws your hope to the ground, love turns the whole thing around. No, it won't all go the way.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Talk lines are open now, 314-969-9797 or toll free 866-455-9797.
Welcome back into the Annie Frey Show. I want to salute some people here. If you go to 971talk.com/Annie, you can see the podcast there. You can see the live web stream. You can watch the show actually on YouTube from 971talk.com/Annie. But on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Annie Frey Show, go there, give us a like. If you're there and you do like the show, please rate the show on Facebook. If you don't like the show, then don't rate the show on Facebook. But I put up this video of my daughter. She just on her own got up and saluted the television while I was getting ready for the show today, watching Fox News. I didn't tell her to do it. She didn't say anything to me about it, and she just taps started playing, and she looked up at the TV, and she stood up, and she just saluted the TV, and she never turned around and looked at me, and I got the last half of it because during the first half of it, I was just watching her, and I thought I should video this. But I have some people on here who have commented who they're recognizing today. Michael Jett says, "My dad, who is battling long-suffered injuries from his service to our great nation." We thank your dad. We also have, let's see here. Carol Hartzell says, "To all veterans, including my father, many uncles, friends, and my husband, Gary, thanks for keeping us safe and free." Absolutely. And Eric Dunn, my grandfather, Bill Todd, who served in World War II, and then also his cousin, Kevin Todd, and also Cindy Dunn Randall. She says she wants to thank her father, Bill Todd. So I wanted to save this for the end here because one of these people on here, my friend Eric, and his wife, Melissa, is my best friend, and they have been going through quite an ordeal. And it's things like what they've been going through that make me look at the things that I talk about on any 2-hour show on a Saturday about the circus in Washington, D.C., or the circus that's in Hollywood, or wherever it might be, the circus in Springfield, Illinois. And what they're dealing with is something that's very real and very here and very now. They have a 2-month-old baby Henry, and he has a condition called tetralogy of Fallot, which is a hole in his heart. They went in for their ultrasound at 20 weeks, going in to find out whether they'd have a boy or a girl, and they already have 2 girls, and they find out that they're having a boy. Very exciting experience, but they also found out at that moment, at 20 weeks into this pregnancy, while watching this baby's heart beating, that this baby's heart had a hole in it. And they found out as the process went on that would involve some heart surgery along the way. And they were told that there are Olympians who have experienced tetralogy of Fallot and who had the heart surgeries and have been able to accomplish fantastic, wonderful things. So while it is a situation that requires, a great deal of caution and care, it's not a diagnosis that they can't overcome. So they were going to have this surgery for Henry between 4 and 6 months. It got moved up to 4 months after he was born. And then in the last month or so, they said, you know what, we need to do this surgery sooner. And he had a surgery yesterday. He's a 2-month-old baby. And it struck me as this overwhelming amount of support I've seen just from where I sit, so I can only imagine what it's like to be where they sit. The prayers that people are sending out to them. And at the same time, we're in the wake of a Las Vegas shooting where 50 people were murdered just for going to a concert and being in the wrong place at the wrong time. And all of those families are dealing with the aftermath of that incredibly tragic event. And then we're also dealing with the shooting at the church in Texas that happened last Sunday. And you have all of these people who are dealing with very real things, who are dealing with very real situations. And what do you hear people saying? You hear people saying that thoughts and prayers are with them. Well, this week, Keith Olbermann, of all people, attacked this concept of thoughts and prayers. He attacked Paul Ryan for saying that Paul Ryan's thoughts and prayers were with these people. He said, basically, you can take your thoughts and prayers and shove it. You need to do something. And I'm saying here today, as somebody who is a Christian, as somebody who understands what being a Christian means, and being a Christian is all about admitting that you're a sinner, and from the place where you realize that you're a sinner, that you need something to atone for that sin, and that you're not actually capable of doing it for yourself. You don't have to be a Christian in order to actually have a moral compass. You don't have to be a Christian to tell somebody that your thoughts are with them. And I think that those thoughts and prayers are actually very helpful. I think that the thoughts and prayers that people want to extend is what we need. And with everything that's going on right now, this week at the CMAs, you have Carrie Underwood taking the stage, candles lit all over the place, and she sings this song. She sings softly and tenderly. Jesus is calling, come home. And when this is going on, you've got all of America looking at this, and that's a pretty amazing thing. And even if you're not a Christian, even if you're an atheist or if you're an agnostic, is this really what we need less of? So, to baby Henry, who's got tubes all over him right now, and he's recovering from heart surgery, open heart surgery, our thoughts and prayers are with you right now. And to all the people who are recovering from a shooting in Texas, our thoughts and prayers are with you right now. And to all the people who are in the wake of a Las Vegas shooting and every other situation that's happened, our thoughts and prayers are with you. And the more we start saying that to people, I think the better we will be as a culture, because the culture is where we are degrading right now. So more thoughts and prayers. And I'm asking for your thoughts and prayers selfishly for my little buddy Henry. 2-month-old Henry. He needs them. And a huge thank you to Carrie Underwood for being bold and being brave to sing about Jesus in front of all these people in a time where that's what our country really needs. This was her song. This is what she sang, and this is what I think we all need to hear a little bit more of. Thank you for listening to the Annie Frey Show today. Podcasts are available at 971talk.com/Annie. Also iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you so much for listening. Downrange is coming up next.
Come on home.
Radio moves. Radio breathes. Radio never sleeps. And Next Radio keeps up. It goes where you go, so you never miss a beat. It's live, it's local, it's a connection. A shared experience, just you and your radio. And a couple million people, give or take. Next Radio keeps up. You thought that phone couldn't get any smarter? Well, it got simpler. It got leaner. It's got your back. And it'll keep you moving, winning, in the know. And it'll get you where you want to go. All in the palm of your hand. Next Radio, live and local, wherever you go.
Listen to your favorite FM stations with the free Next Radio app. Live and local, wherever you go. Download the free Next Radio app today.
Vincent Mortgage has 25 years of experience in the mortgage industry, and we are dedicated to finding the best solution for you. If you're looking to buy a new home or refinance your current one, give our professional loan officers a call at 314-839-9999. That's 314-839-9999. Or chat live on vincentmortgage.com.
Come visit us at 12801 Flushing Meadows Drive, St. Louis, Missouri 63131. NMLS number 225095.
Contractors, meeting with your customers can be difficult. Making time to actually sit down and go over product and color selections is tough when your suppliers close by 5 p.m. every day. Only Arrowhead Building Supply has your solution. We've built mind-blowing, beautiful showrooms that are professional and convenient. We now have new store hours until 8 p.m. weekdays and noon on Saturdays. Arrowhead has also built private contractor presentation rooms for you. These feature large LED televisions and product video libraries, so you can show your customers how products will look and what to expect. ArrowheadBuildingSupply.com.
Hi, I'm local tax attorney Lance Drury, and I've represented hundreds of individuals and small businesses in disputes with the IRS. So if you've been contacted for past due tax debt or haven't filed taxes in a while, contact me, Lance Drury. And because each client's case is unique, we'll meet face-to-face and go over your tax situation in detail. Together, we'll develop a strategy to resolve your tax issues. I'm experienced, I know your rights, and I'll give you honest answers. Under my 8-point plan, my firm will file the necessary forms needed to resolve your issue with the IRS, and you won't have to worry about talking to their agents. I'll negotiate on your behalf to get you the lowest settlement allowed by law. At the Lance Drury Law Firm, we want to make sure that you're satisfied with the outcome. So call me now, Tax Resolution Attorney Lance Drury, 314-238-7360, or go to lancedrurylaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon
KFTK FM, Florissant, KFTK AM East St. Louis, K254CR St. Louis.
Powered by thehomeloanexpert.com.
FM News Talk, 97.1.
The president says election accusations are hurting Russian relations. I'm Debbie Hanley, Fox News. President Trump tells reporters Russia's President Vladimir Putin feels insulted with U.S. allegations of Russian election meddling. Those accusations may be getting in the way of working with Putin.
What the president was really more interested in doing when he talked with President Putin, according to what he told the press pool on the Air Force One on the way from Da Nang to Hanoi, was he wanted to talk about Syria, and they do have an agreement on deconfliction, the way forward after the fall of Raqqa, and how to accelerate the demise of ISIS, and most importantly, how to forge a political solution in Syria going forward by adhering to the prescribed UN Security Council resolution. So we'll likely hear more about that.
Fox's John Roberts reporting from Hanoi. In the UK, millions are remembering the end of World War